As robots become smart enough to detect our feelings and respond appropriately, they could have something like emotions of their own. But that won't necessarily make them more like humans. When she's turned off, she looks like a human-sized doll. She has a smooth white face with a snub nose. Her plastic eyebrows sit evenly on her forehead like two little capsized canoes. When she's on, however, her eyelids fly open and she begins to display emotion. She can nod her head in a gesture of understanding, she can widen her eyes and lift both her eyebrows in a convincing semblance of alarm, or she can cock her head to one side and screw up her mouth, replicating human confusion. To comic effect, she can even arch one eyebrow and narrow the opposite eye while tapping her metal fingers together, as though plotting acts of robotic revenge. But Octavia's range of facial expressions isn't her most impressive trait. What's amazing is that her emotional effect is an accurate response to her interactions with humans. She looks pleased, for instance, when she recognizes one of her teammates. She looks surprised when a teammate gives her a command she wasn't expecting. She looks confused if someone says something she doesn't understand. She can show appropriate emotional effect because she processes massive amounts of information about her environment. She can see, hear, and touch. She takes visual stock of her surroundings using the two cameras built into her eyes and analyzes characteristics like facial features, complexion, and clothing. She can detect people's voices, using 4 microphones and a voice recognition program called Sphinx. She can identify 25 different objects by touch, having learned them by using her fingers to physically manipulate them into various possible positions and shapes. Taken together, these perceptual skills form a part of her embodied cognitive architecture, which allows her, according to her creators at the Navy Center for Applied Research in Artificial Intelligence, to think and act in ways similar to people. That's an exciting claim, but it's not necessarily shocking. We're accustomed to the idea of machines acting like people. Automatons created in 18th century France could dance, keep time, and play the drums, the dulcimer, or the piano. As a kid growing up in the 1980s, I for some reason coveted a doll advertised for the ability to pee in her pants. We're even accustomed to the idea of machines thinking in ways that remind us of humans. Many of our long-cherished high watermarks for human cognition, the ability to beat a grandmaster at chess, for example, or to compose a metrically accurate sonnet, have been met and surpassed by computers. Octavia's actions, however, the fearful widening of her eyes, the confused furrow of her plastic eyebrows, seemed to go a step further. They imply that in addition to thinking the way we think, she's also feeling human emotions. That's not really the case. Octavia's emotional effect, according to Gregory Trafton, who leads the Intelligent Systems section at the Navy AI Center, is merely meant to demonstrate the kind of thinking she's doing and make it easier for people to interact with her. But it's not always possible to draw a line between thinking and feeling. As Trafton acknowledges, it's clear that people's thoughts and emotions are different but impact each other. And if, as he says, emotions influence cognition and cognition influences emotion, Octavia's ability to think, reason, and perceive points to some of the bigger questions that will accompany the rise of intelligent machines. At what point will machines be smart enough to feel something? And how would we really know?